Today it's Monday, November 3rd, 2025. This is the block from the Jaguar. Last time I put the crankshaft, I torqued it down, and I went to get the pistons, and I found out that the pistons was at 92.5 millimeters. Now this is for 93 millimeter bore. Alright, let's see that we are okay and it's right. Don't have any headache. Let's test it before I move on. Now, one thing is test the pistons. Check the pistons actually, all of them, one by one, just to be safe. Then, connecting rods. Alright, I have the bolt for the connection rods M9 by 1. Alright, it's SM9, this one, and it says here stretch recommended. Yeah, all right. 5,000 to 6,000 an inch, all right, and it's between 61 to 81 newton meters, and I have mentioned here 70. We're gonna see about that. I don't remember if I did it already, and I have to do it again. Oh boy! All right, now somebody will gonna ask, okay, Tassos, how you gonna stretch the bolts 5 to 6,000 an inch? Alright, my target is 0.0055. That's my target. How you gonna stretch it? How you gonna see how much it takes to stretch the bolt? This I'm gonna do it with that. It's very simple. One by one the bolt. Assembly grease, not assembly grease, the ARP grease. Alright. You put it here inside. You're gonna tell me why you make so big threads. Yeah, you're right. And why I didn't make a notches to hold it. I'm gonna put on the vise. It looks like that I have already put it on a vise. Alright, just a second to show you what I mean. Okay, alright, so that's what I mean. Here's the bolt underneath. Alright, need to put also grease here on the head where it steps, or I might use a washer there. The thing is, I want to see what it takes to stretch it at 5 to 6,000 an inch. That's all. How many newton meters? So, yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna, yes, most probably I didn't stretch the bolts. I didn't check it. I just check it that it's working, that the threads are okay. I'll explain now, one second. Alright, currently what I have done, I have tapped it all the way through till the end down there. It's full threads. Alright, that doesn't make any sense. What I'm planning to do, I'm gonna measure it to see how much threads I need, and I'm gonna keep also 2-3 millimeters on top to don't be on the limit. That's what I'm gonna do to make a little bit my life easier and make one flat point here and another one there in 2 spots to put it on the vise. It's gonna help me. I'm gonna grab it on the milling with an end mill to do it. Yeah, and then the height speed still, or the ABC to make it square. Yeah, to make it 180 degrees apart. Okay, yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan for the bolts, pistons. This will gonna be a short video actually. It's gonna be a short video because, yeah, you're gonna see me. No, you're not gonna see me. We're gonna get the numbers, write it down, see the pistons. They're gonna be 0.1 grams plus minus. I have to make also the pistoning gap, and then what it's gonna be for you. For you, it might be a second. For me, I'm gonna spend all afternoon. At the end, you're gonna see the pistons installed. Yeah. Let me finish with this one, and then moving on. Yeah, there we go. Now I machine this surface here, another one here, 180 degrees apart. I'm gonna mount on the vise. I have cleaned the threads. There are only the threads down. That's the same length like the bolt. All right. Fine. Here it doesn't have, and here up I give the same profile as is on the connecting rod to step properly inside. Okay, So that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be there, and getting the bolt, I need to put also some of the grease here. At the end, this is gonna be full of grease. It's not the first time. Now, somebody gonna ask, Tassos, come on, go to 70 Newton meters, like what I have wrote here, and call it a day. I will gonna do that if I didn't have the stretch cage, if I didn't have access on a lathe or a milling, if I didn't have materials, if I was, let us say, I don't know. But now I have the tools, and I prefer to spend half hour, 1 hour more. Why? I'm gonna explain why. You see here what it says 61 to 81 Newton meters. Alright? Final torque. If you torque it down at 61, it might not even close to 5,000 of an inch. If you go to 81, you might exceed the 6,000 of an inch. In the middle, you know, I don't want to, when I'm closing engine, transmission, differential, I don't want to be approximately, I don't want to be roughly. You get my point? More precise, it's much better. Less headache for everyone. All right, that's my plan. That's what I'm doing all the time. So I am gonna start by putting, let us say, at 65 Newton meters, and then how I'm dividing the bolts. I'm putting, let us say, that these bolts as an example. You're gonna see a couple of bolts here. You might not even see it because it doesn't make any sense. You might see, let us say, 5 bolts here that they need 70 Newton meters. You might see another 5 bolts next to it that they need 74, 73 Newton meters, and so on. So I'm putting with a category, and then when it comes the time, I'm getting one and I know how much I have to torque it down. That's the plan. And regarding this adapter here, this that I tap it, this piece of steel, most probably I'm gonna lose it. Like what I have done. I have done the same thing in the past. Yeah, this usually on these dimensions M9 by 1. Yeah, I don't even know where I'm gonna storage it to find it later on. So this, it should be a one use only. We're gonna see. Enough talking. I hope that I make myself clear. If not, I'm sorry. Go watch another video, different video, not mine. Let me do that. I have so many things to do. Torque wrench, I have it here. Stretch case, I have it here. The socket here. The grease is here. The tool is here. This I have to remove it. I have to put the grease. All right, keep it there for now. And pen and paper, the marker for the whiteboard here. Fine. Keep this here for now. I haven't even tested the pistons yet. Let me finish on the bolts, and then 99.9% it should be fine. I have to test it, and I will. I'm not giving priority to the pistons, priority to the connecting rods, then the pistons and the piston rings. That's the order. Now, after this video, most probably you're gonna see it all together on the engine, because I'm not stopping to make a video from now on. I hope I make myself clear, because what it takes now, it takes to, like I said, put the fastener assembly lubricant from ARP, check the numbers, all right, then wash it, put it in place, write down on the table, and after that I have to wash also the connectors to be ready, because they have some grease and I haven't washed them, and I was keeping it like that. I didn't wrap it by any means. I didn't put it inside of any box. All right, but with one way or the other, I have to wash it. I will gonna remove the grease, whatever I'm gonna apply to the bolts. I will gonna remove it, and then I'm gonna apply again new one. Why? Because I have plenty. Because that's how I want to do it. That's it for now. See you later. I place it from the left, because from the right it's gonna be the cage backwards. All right, I zero it out before I stretch the bolt. Okay, and now I'm at 5.5 thousand of an inch. Okay, 0.0055 currently at 64 Newton meters. That means the specific one, I'm gonna torque it down at 65 Newton meters, and that's it. And that's what I'm gonna continue doing with the rest. All connecting rod bolts at 65 Newton meters, all of them. They're giving to me 5.5 to 6,000 an inch. So it says to be between 5 to 6,000 an inch. I'm at 5.5 to 6,000 an inch. So we are okay, we are on specs, and it's supposed to be between 61 to 81 Newton meters. I'm at 65. Now, it depends the torque wrench, it depends who's torquing it down. You might have some different values. You might have, let us say, 70 newton meters or 75. It depends. I'm happy that's consistent, and all the time I look at 65 newton meters. I double check it also with a digital torque wrench here. All right. I'm happy because I see the same numbers again and again and again in all of the bolts. When I'm at 65 newton meters, like I said, 5.5 to 6,000 on an inch. Happy, beautiful, good. Now, I'm not gonna test all the connecting rods. I might get 1 or 2 or 3, okay? Putting the connecting bearings, torquing down the bolts with the assembly lubricant, okay, to 65 newton meters and check that it's nice and round. And I need to bring here one tool, yeah, 1 second. And to do that, I need this tool and I need also the connecting of bearings over there. Now, next clip, it will gonna be all installed on the engine, if they fit the pistons. Because I did the same thing before with the previous pistons and the previous sleeves, alright? It doesn't say anything. I mean, no, it says something. It says that it doesn't stick the piston to the cylinder, alright? That's supposed to be. The cylinders are dry, by the way. There's no oil inside. This is just a quick check to see that the cylinder it's not undersized and doesn't stick the piston inside. It's the first test, because if it's undersized the cylinder, I don't even have to continue, right? North and south, and then east and west, and you pull it again out. And it passed the first test. Let's move on. That's it for today. It's already late. I haven't put the bank 2, only the bank 1. Tomorrow the rest. After all, I'm waiting the cylinder heads. They are still at the machine shop. Tomorrow the bank 2, and when I'm gonna receive the cylinder heads, I'm gonna prepare them, and then I'm gonna make another video. And that's it for now. Ideally, I'm gonna like to have the pistons in, all 8 pistons from both banks, but it is what it is. That's it. Thank you.